Hi, and welcome to my screencast recording. I'm just going to walk you through the process of editing our student film scene. Yeah, what worked. I'm going to talk about what worked, what didn't work, and how I ended up pulling everything together. This was a learning experience, most definitely, and I'm just going to get into everything behind the scenes. So, one of the biggest areas where I had to grow during this project was editing and the overall production of it. I use CapCut to edit, which I've used before, but I don't have the pro version. And I ran into some setbacks where the updated sometime between our last student film and this one. So a lot of the filters and sounds and stuff that I used in that one I couldn't use here because they got locked behind pro. So that was definitely a pain. I had to figure out how to get the effect that I wanted, like the scrunchy, like dark look, without having the one-click options that I would normally have. So I ended up having to combine different filters. Like here, I combined Dark Knight and Oppenheimer to get this like look that I wanted for the entire film. Um, I had to figure out a lot of different things for this project, like how to make a production logo for one. Like this is how it turned out on the end, but I had no experience in doing this, like I think you would expect. But I ended up using Canva for this, and I layered on multiple assets to get this animated look that I was going for. Like the circle is one thing, and then I took a text font and put it on top of it with some animations. That was new to me, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I overall think that it came together in the end. So for integrating technology and filming, we used our school-issued iPads to film the entire film. The quality wasn't the worst, but it also wasn't the best. So we ended up, it caused us a few setbacks, like the storage on them. We couldn't email each other the clips that we needed for the project because I was out a few days and I needed to get them from other people. But we ended up solving that by going onto Canva and we made a shared Canva document. And then we just ended up using that to share files between each other. And in the end, that ended up working really well for. And then other softwares that we used were, of course, CapCut, because I use this to edit, and I used this one because I was just the most comfortable with it because I've used it before for both school and like side projects. Um, I ended up sticking to the free version to make this entire film, which I think definitely like hindered it just slightly, just because of how much stuff is actually locked behind the like pro version. Like there's a lot of like anything with like a purple diamond in here is locked. So that's like that was a problem. In the end, the tech side of the project, it really tested my patience a lot, but it also pushed me to learn how to adapt to new things and overcome challenges. And I think that was probably the most valuable part of the entire filming process, to be honest. So that is the rundown of how this project came together. There were definitely some bumps along the way, especially with the editing and software and hardware issues. But I think we came out of it with a very positive product. It definitely it's definitely a student film. It definitely looks like a student film, but I think that's very good for what we had access to. I came out of this with a lot more experience and confidence than I had going into it, and I feel like I have more confidence to solve problems just like when they're thrown at me than I did before this experience. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my creative critical reflection.